Okay, dahil po dyan, magpapaprice po ako ng 200 pesos.
Wow!
Dahil po sa abala. Okay, let us start na po. Pasensya na.
Galing!
Okay po. Magandang hapon. Good afternoon. Buenas tardes. So, before we proceed on the cognates and false cognates, part of this topic is the discussion on how has the Spanish language influenced Tagalog language in the Philippines. We will be mentioning about the Spanish Philippines, its history and influence on Filipino language because when we are talking about cognates, we are speaking on the different languages. So, the influence of the Spanish language can still clearly see their effects on the Philippines today. Take, for example, the name Philippines. It originates from one of the Spanish kings, Philip of Asturias. In addition to this, there are thousands of Spanish loanwords in 170 native Filipino languages, and Spanish orthography has influenced the spelling system used for writing most of this language. Chabacano, also called Zamboangueño, is a Spanish-based Creole language spoken mainly in the southern province of Zamboanga. One of the most obvious ways that the era of the Spanish Philippines still affects the country is with language. About 1/3 or 4,000 of the words in Tagalog are Spanish origin, and around 6,000 words in other Filipino languages come from Spanish. The Spanish has mostly influenced the vocabulary of the Filipino languages related to everyday living during the Spanish occupation. Now, let us see how similar some Tagalog words are to Spanish. Try reading just the Spanish words first to see if you can guess what Tagalog word they come from, and some of the words are now considered archaic or commonly replaced with English. Everyday words such as pasaporte in Spanish, pasaporte in Filipino, passport in English, miembro in Spanish, miembro in Filipino, member in English, escuela in Spanish, escuela in Filipino, school in English, estudiante in Spanish, estudiante in Filipino, student in English, profesor in Spanish, profesor in Filipino, and professor in English. The rise of Tagalog as a national language. In 1937, Tagalog was selected as the basis for the new national language by Manuel L. Quezon, and this and English, replacing Spanish as a dominant colonial language, contributed to the downfall of the Spanish language in the Philippines. This national language was later renamed to Filipino, then Filipino, but it seems most people just call it Tagalog. Back to number one, the rise of Tagalog as the United States rule eventually replaced Spanish with English as a dominant colonial language, and they were more eager to teach the natives English than the Spanish did. They also seemed to demonize the previous Spanish administration, but Spanish remained an important language during U.S. rule. We already knew the influences of Spanish on our language and some of its word similarities. Now, let us try to discover the similarities between Spanish and English language. Did you know that about 90% of Spanish cognates have the same meaning in English? So when you find words that are the same in both languages, they are referred to as English-Spanish cognates. The proper definition of cognates is reserved for words that exist in two different languages and have the same root or origin. The best thing about learning Spanish from English is that there are hundreds of words better known as Spanish cognates. What are cognates? Cognates are words in two languages that have a common development and thus are similar or identical in their meanings. For example, without knowing any Spanish, you could guess that the word apartamento means apartment in English. In addition to this, in linguistics, Cognates are more or known as words from different languages that have the same root or origin and share the same meaning. If you are an English speaker wanting to learn Spanish, cognates give you a huge advantage when it comes to your Spanish vocabulary. According to Coloring Colorado, cognates are words in two languages that share a similar meaning, spelling, and pronunciation. 30 to 40% of all words in English have a related word in Spanish. For Spanish-speaking English language learners, cognates are an obvious bridge to the English language. Not surprisingly, researchers who study first a second language acquisition have found that students benefit from cognate awareness. Cognate awareness is the ability to use cognates in a primary language as a tool for understanding a second language. Children can be taught to use cognates as early as preschool. As a student move up the grade levels, they can be introduced to more sophisticated cognates and to cognates that have multiple meanings in both languages. The following are the benefits of cognates and teachers and students. Teachers using cognates to develop reading comprehension as a classroom strategist. Next, to promote academically bilingual and multiliterate students, and awareness on opportunity to focus on explicit instruction on the similarities and differences of Spanish and English. Here are some of the images that cognates can promote academically bilingual and multiliterate students and teachers. Spanish and English are good friends. There are 90% of Spanish words have the same meaning in English words. It is true that the goal is for students to be aware of their own language practices as well as those of their peers as they are engaged in learning activities. Now, we are already knowledgeable about the definition of the cognates. Let us have some practice by having our cognate quiz. So ito na po yung pa-quiz ko. Kung sino na lang po pinakamarami pong nakasagot out of 20 po na cognate quiz, siya po ang mananalo. Medyo marami-rami po ito. Naririnig po ako? Hello? Yes?
Yes, ma'am. We could hear you po.
Or on your own paper, I think you can give your answer to the chat box. I will give you 30 seconds and enough time for you to answer the cognate quiz. And your timer starts now. First, please take a picture of the cognates quiz. There. And who can get most of the answer. So, isa lang po mananalo 200. Diretso na po sa GCash po. Para po sa abala kanina, pasensya na po. Okay na po ba? You have taken a photo of the following cognate quiz to be translated in English. Okay? Okay na po? Okay, your timer starts now. Okay? Are you done na po? Please help me. The technical working committee po. May mga sagot na po ba sila?
Yes po, Ma'am Ruby. I think
Okay po.
Ma'am Lara Sawaan po ulit yung naunang makasagot ng lahat ng...
Lahat?
Yes po. 20 words po.
Nasagutan niya po lahat po. Wow! Okay po. So, Congratulations! You are solely the winner of this contest, okay? So let us answer. Ito po yung answer. Yan po. So, I'll be pronouncing it one by one. Diciembre in Spanish, December. Mapa, map. Tomate, tomato. Melon, melon. Animales, animals. Diccionario, dictionary. Falso, false. Estudiante, student. Aksidente, accident. Autografo, autograph. Activo, active. Turista, tourist. Artista, artist. Inteligente, intelligent. Aksyon, action. Agosto, August. Musika, music. Elefante, elephant. Historia, history. Pinguino, penguin. Now we are already knowledgeable about the cognates. Now let us talk about what false cognates are. These are also false cognates. There are also false cognates. These are words that look like words in English but have no common meaning. For example, the Spanish word carpeta does not mean carpet in English. Instead, it means folder. Some Spanish words look like English words, but they have a different meaning. These words are called false cognates. Here are a few examples. Okay, here are a few examples. The word globe in English, which means map, but in Spanish, it is globo, which means balloon. Rope in English, which means cord. Ropa in Spanish, which means clothes. Embarrass in English, which means shame. Embarazada in Spanish, which means pregnant. Exit, which means living in English. And éxito in Spanish, which means success. Okay, these are the images of words of false cognates mentioned before. Furthermore, some Spanish words look exactly the same as they do in English, but you must pronounce them differently because you are speaking in Spanish. For example, the word actor is the same in Spanish and it's in English and Spanish, but must be pronounced differently because vowels make different sounds in Spanish than they do in English. Okay, an example of this is the word actor. Let us watch and listen carefully to the video clip. Afterward, let me pronounce it by myself 3 times, and afterwards, it's your turn. You can pronounce it in silence. Okay, I'll be playing it.
Actor. 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 Actor.
Okay. Now, allow me to pronounce it by myself 3 times. Actor. 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 It's your turn. On my cue, 1, 2, 3, go. Pronounce it in silence. Okay, I know you got it right. You pronounce it right. Very good. Then, the same word to be pronounced, but pronounce it differently, according to the video clip.
Actor. 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 Actor.
Okay, I will pronounce it by myself 3 times. Actor. 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 Then afterwards, it's your turn. Pronounce it in silence. Okay. I know you get it. You pronounce it very well. Okay, very good. Can you guess what language it is? The first word is an English word. And the second one is an Spanish language. Moreover, if an English word ends in ty or t, generally change it to dad. For example, electricity, electricidad, university, universidad, identity, identidad, activity, actividad, curiosity, curiosidad. If an English word ends in Sean or tion, generally change it to Sean, cion, action, 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 instruction, instruction, condition, kondisyon, combination, kombinasyon, association, asosasyon. If an English word is in al or al, some of the times the Spanish word is identical. Criminal, criminal, natural, natural, usual, usual, brutal, brutal, local, local. For adverbs which end in ly or li, you can change it to mente. For example, difficulty, dificilmente, exactly, exactamente, naturally, naturalmente, finally, finalmente, normally, normalmente, absolutely, absolutamente. Okay, so these are the references used in my PowerPoint presentation. There you go. Okay, that ends my presentation. Salamat! Thank you! And gracias! Okay na po.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Ruby, for that presentation. We also feel your energy na ma-transfer din sa amin. No? So even though na we are yet to finish the presenters,